Hi, this is Wycliffe Sikolia. Welcome to Infotrust Media. I'm a data analyst at Infotrust Analytics. With me today are my panelists. Hilary, please introduce yourself.
Thank you very much, Wycliffe Sikolia. My name is Hilary. I will be one of the panelists today.
Alan, please introduce yourself.
Yeah, thank you, Wycliffe. My name is Alan. I'm glad to be hosted in your show today. I'm your all-time political commentator. Thank you.
Yeah, to the viewers, thank you for joining us. Today, we shall be discussing the subject of BBI. At Infotrust Media, we wanted to know what the Kenyan citizens are saying about BBI. As data analysts, we went to social media, got data from social media, and analyzed that data scientifically and developed issues that we are going to discuss today. And these issues are issues around BBI. Welcome again. Now, we manage, okay. While going through social media, we managed to get 379 posts and over 26,000 comments from social media. This post and comment were mined between yesterday and today. So they include only discussions from social media that were discussed yesterday. Now, after a scientific analysis of the comments on social media, we wanted to know, how are people speaking about the BBI on social media? Are they speaking positively about the BBI on social media? Are they speaking negatively about the BBI on social media? Or are they just speaking without emotions on social media? Seeking to answer that question, we established that 20.11% of the comments on social media are speaking positively about BBI. 24% are speaking negatively about BBI sentiments, and 55% are neutral about the BBI comments. So to my friend Hilary, can you shed some light on the rate of positivity that we are seeing about BBI from social media?
Thank you, Wycliffe. In terms of the rate of positivity,
Yes.
I would say that so far so good. A majority of the Kenyans are beginning to get to understand what really the BBI document is all about. Majority of them are beginning to realize that the BBI document is not about the sharing of positions as it was earlier peddled by those who are against the document. But the BBI document is a document of posterity, a document that wants to bring Kenyans together and also solve the issues that Kenyans have been going through for a very long time. Issues of social injustices, issues of love.
Hilary, can you hear me? I think there is a problem with your connection. Yeah, go on. Everything is okay now.
That you'd realize that the 2010 Constitution provided for devolution, and it provided that the national government will be sharing 15% of the national government revenues to the county government. But you see now in the BBI document, the document proposes that we will have that 5% revenue share trickle down to the county government. This is looked at as a gain and a big boost to devolution, which has transformed lives at the grassroots level. You'd also realize that the BBI document is bringing in the issue of 1 man, 1 shilling, 1 vote, which it is going to help into the spreading of resources to individuals and not to the land mass. We find that there are so many areas in the country where you are having many people, but they were not receiving the equal share of resources that they're supposed to receive. But the BBI is going to solve that by also providing for many additional constituencies, which are going to ensure that we're going to have more resources to the Mwananchi. That is why when I look at that graph, they will see a positivity, despite the fact that it is lower than the negativity rate. It is not as big. You realize that many people are on the neutral because they are still not interacted with the document to know what it entails. But I'm sure as we roll out the process of civic education and campaign towards the document, many people are going to get access to the document, and many people are going to get to understand that this is indeed a document that Kenya needs to go ahead. And the 55.47% will quickly flip and join the positive side of the people who say that, yes, they want the BBI document. Thank you.
Yes, to my friend Alan, can you say something about the rate of negativity that we are seeing from social media?
Yeah, thank you, Wycliffe. To begin with, I want to recognize the fact that BBI has its fair share of the negative and the positive, but unfortunately, the negative are more above, way above the positive, because you see, BBI is seen to be coming around with what we call a bloated parliament, which is going to increase the wage bill of this country, and as such burdening Mwananchi through tax. Number two, there is a lot of hearsay about the BBI. What is being said and what's the document, there's a lot of disconnect. And just picking up from what Hillary has said that most Kenyans are familiarizing with BBI. Most Kenyans are coming to understand what BBI is. However, it's the seat of the highest order, because they will tell you that BBI came from the people, that people gave their views. So I do not really understand how can people have given their views, then when the document is finally out, then they do not know what it is. They are waiting to popularize the document, which supposedly came from the people. So it's a deceit of the highest order, and that's why you can see the negativity. And to add on that, some people are also not really having the problem with the document itself, but are having a problem with the modality of implementation. Some quarters are actually saying that the BBI should go to parliament, that those proposed constitutional amendments should just be handled in parliament to actually avoid an expensive referendum, which is eating more to the Mwananchi taxpayer.
Yeah,
Wycliffe, allow me
yes.
to say something, just a right of reply.
Yeah.
Number one, Alan said that the BBI document will increase the wage bill of the Republic of Kenya. But I don't have an issue if if it is Kenyans who will be given those jobs, because remember, we are also fighting the issue of unemployment. So when you say it will increase the wage bill, I'm sure all these additional members of parliament will also have personal assistants, they will have drivers, they will have cleaners, they will have people to work with them, the security team. These are jobs that will be created. Because we're also struggling with the creating of jobs, it also provides us with an opportunity to also create these particular jobs. And number two, the BBI document has been construed to be a political tool that will help individuals to ascend to power. And that is why you find that people are associating it with individuals and not the content of the BBI. Different personalities, different groups presented their views to the committee of experts that was collecting people's views for the BBI, and these views were compiled into one document. Yes, it was a people-originated document, but not everybody knows what the committee compiled, and therefore it calls for a civic education and more popularization of the document for them to familiarize themselves with it. Because you realize that not all of us get to understand things equally. Some people take it slow, others understand things very fast. And number three, you realize that Alan said that Kenya faces so many challenges right now. I understand that Kenyans are pressed so that the issues of unemployment, issues of high cost of living, the dwindling of the economy can be solved. But it does not mean that without BBI, this thing will be solved. So let us have the BBI first, and then we tackle these other issues. We can tackle the issue of the economy parallel with the issue of having the BBI in progress. It does not mean that if you stop BBI now, the economy will suddenly start to flourish. That is the sense that we want Kenyans to understand. We also want Kenyans to understand that even if you say that you don't want BBI, you will not receive the employment that people want with immediate effect. You still have to come up back and say, let us sit on the table and solve these issues that are developing in our country. So let us have the BBI solve the political issues, and then now the issues of the economy shall also be solved, because everything in Kenya revolves around politics. Once we have our politics sorted, the issues of the economy and the issues of job creation shall be easier to solve.
Okay, thank you, Hilary, for that comment. Alan, do you have a comment, or should we move on to the next discussion?
I'm actually surprised. Yeah, Hilary has said that the proposals of BBI came from different lobby groups, and we Kenyans are not aware of what actually the committee compiled. However, he seems to forget that the BBI has been ascended to by 44 counties, and the procedure before a county assents to a bill, it has to be taken to public participation. Therefore, he's confirming that those county assemblies actually approved BBI bill without taking it to the people, discussing with the people at ward level, which is the lowest level. Then by now, I believe that having gone through public participation at ward level, then everybody should be aware of what BBI is, what's in the bill. And if you see a percentage of 26% of Kenyans are actually negative, then it's a true reflection that people are not for the document.
Alan, it should be noted that the process of public participation does not involve everybody. The process of public participation involves a sample of people from the community. And therefore, when you look at the county assemblies comprise of elected representatives of the people at ward level. Then they are supposed to disseminate this information down to the grassroots level. So the people that were involved in the public participation were just a sample of the masses. What we now need to do is to make the whole process full-blown, put it on the mass media, put it in rallies, supply the documents to the people, use social media to have the people get to be enlightened about the document so that they can appreciate and also know that what they are supporting or say no against. So it is not enough to say that once the document has gone to public participation, now the people know what it entails. It is an ongoing process. People need to be told more and more, and then they need to also ask questions where they feel there are issues so that they can be explained to by the experts. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Hilary, for those comments. Now, we have already seen that a high number of people are speaking negatively about the BBI, and an equally high number of people are speaking positively about the BBI. Now, as data analysts, we managed to summarize the information from those comments into BBI key issues, and this is what we found. Now, the words on green are positive, as you can see highlighted in the upper part of the graphic, and the words in red are the words that are being spoken negatively. For example, it's suffice to say that Baringo, this Baringo here is being spoken positively because it is written in green, and the word rubbish is being spoken of negatively because it's written in red. That follows for each of the other words. Now, my friend, let me give this to Alan. Alan, can you say something about the Baringo being in positive? My friend Hilary will share his opinion about rubbish being in the negative before we move into another discussion.
Thank you, Skolia. You see, we are coming from a graphic where we've seen that most Kenyans are actually negative about BBI. We've seen that a bigger percentage are actually negative about BBI. And maybe before I just comment on Baringo, let me just take a swipe at what my friend Hilary said, that BBI had gone through public participation at county level, and that when the actually MCS were doing public participation, they did sampling. I just want to thank my friend for being knowledgeable about sampling. I also want to remind him that whatever we are discussing here is a sample of comments from social media platforms. And so a sample from a sample, then this is a true representation that actually a majority of Kenyans are negative about BBI. And you see the county assembly of Baringo shoot down BBI. It was the first county assembly to shoot the BBI. Now, a majority of Kenyans being negative about BBI and Baringo being appearing on the positive, it means that Kenyans are actually appreciating what the county assembly of Baringo did. That's why you see they are mentioning it positively. They're telling them heck of actually shooting down this thing.
My friend Hilary, can you say something about the word rubbish being in the negative side?
Thank you. You see this word rubbish, I don't know the context in which it was used, but I want to imagine that somebody said that a BBI is rubbish.
Yes.
But of course, these are individuals who fear change. Change normally comes with its fair share of pain and fair share of joy. And many people fear change. The moment you come up with a very, what should I say? A document like the BBI, which is going to change so many things and the way people live, there are aspects of the community, of the people who may want to resist that particular change. So you'll find them mentioning things like rubbish, but then those of us who know the value of this document will tell them that we will soldier on. We will talk to a majority of the people who understand that we need these documents, and they will be able to support it. Those of you who say rubbish, I want to know, to believe that by the end of the process, we will have convinced them further to believe that this document is not actually the rubbish that they believe it is. The BBI document, you know, the process of popularization of the document did not, it has just started. But those of people who have been against this document started 3 years ago, ever since we had the handshake. They started painting the document as a very bad monster that is going to destroy the country. And therefore, that is the notion that we have to be able to erase from the mind of the people by showing them the facts and separating the facts from the chaff. Once we do that, you will realize that a majority of them will become positive about the document. On to the sampling that Alan has mentioned, you'll realize that out of the 47 counties in the Republic of Kenya, only Baringo, Nandi, and I don't know the other county, the only 2 counties said no to the document. But the sample, the other sample of 45 or so counties said yes to the document. So this is also another true representation of what the people want, because MCF are a sample of the population. So if we have a 98% people, representatives saying yes to this document, then it means that the BBI document shall be able to receive overwhelming support on the ground when we go to the referendum. Yeah. Thanks.
To my friend Alan, what can you say about the word rubbish being on the negative side?
Thank you, Scolia. You know, the word rubbish is very ambiguous. Being mentioned negatively on its own, it's a negative word. So I'm not surprised that it's actually mentioned with a negative. However, I want to concur with the people saying that BBI is rubbish because it's just coming to add an extra burden to Mwananchi. Comparing the benefits, the gains, and the losses, then I want to believe the losses are more.
But Alan, you realize that the burden that Kenyans are facing right now, in most cases, is corruption. So whether these monies that we are saying shall be allocated to Mwananchi are not, whether they are devolved or not, the problem that Kenya is facing mostly is corruption. So the issue of burdening Mwananchi does not suffice, because the budget will still be the same. What we are trying to say is we just want to allocate resources in the right sectors using the BBI document, because the monies that remain at the national level are the ones that are misappropriated, because the money is in excess of the services that need to be implemented. Devolution has so many services. Devolution has health, devolution has agriculture, devolution has early childhood development, devolution has sports, culture. All these are important segments of the society which need enough funding. But then you see 15% of the money is allocated to the counties is not enough. That is why you see we have continuous industrial industrial unrest when it comes to the nurses, the doctors, because county governments have been unable to be able to support this sector fully because the monies that go down to the counties are not enough. So the document is proposing and saying, guys, let us have a look at the money that we send down to the grassroots level so that we can support healthcare. We can have our people receive medicine when they go to the hospitals. We can have our doctors being paid on time. We can have our roads at the village level being done so that our people can enjoy their taxes. Because the moment we say that money should keep on staying at the national level, the monies get misappropriated. The monies get swindled by a few individuals and cartels who then end up saying that Kenyans are not benefiting.
Yeah, thank you, my friend Hilary, for those comments. Now, remember, to our viewers, remember the word Baringo was mentioned negatively. If I just take you back here, you can see that the word Baringo was mentioned positively. Sorry for saying negatively. Now, we sampled a number of comments about the word Baringo from social media, and this is what we found. One of the users on social media is saying, charity begins at home. He would have urged the Baringo County first. Now, I believe this was mentioned regarding the idea of my good friend Gideon Moi going to Kiambu County, Githunguri, and discussing the idea and asking Kenyan citizens to actually embrace the BBI. So I believe this person was responding to that. Charity begins at home. He would have urged Baringo County first. To my friend Hilary, what do you think about that comment?
You see, Honorable Gideon Moi, the good senator from Baringo, is one of the strong pillars of the BBI. And by the fact that Baringo County shut down the BBI document, it brings bad taste to the fact that one of the principles of the BBI document, the one who is pushing this, and this one was done by individuals, of course, associated by the Deputy President, who also comes from the same region that the Honorable Gideon Moi comes from. This was just a show of might between the two and not really an issue of the document. So I'll not comment about it with using the lenses of BBI, but just the lenses of political might between the Deputy President and the Honorable Gideon Moi. So when it comes to political might between Gideon Moi and the Honorable Deputy President William Ruto, you realize that Deputy President has established himself as a very strong figure in the Rift Valley region. And what my friend Gideon Moi is trying to do is to play catch up with the Deputy President. And that is why you find that that document was shut down to show him that our kingpin is William Samoei Ruto, and you need to be able to work with him. It was never an issue of the BBI. If it was an issue of the BBI, those people would have voted yes for the BBI. That is why you see them right now starting to say, no, we did not read the clauses very well. Please give us an opportunity to be able to review our decision. Simply because they never read through the document. They just shut down a document. They didn't know what they were shutting down. And now they are regretting about the whole process. And that's why you see some Kenyans think that Gideon Moi was supposed to have ensured that the document passed in his own county. But you realize that the MCAs themselves were not looking at the document, but they were looking at a competition between Honorable Gideon Moi and Honorable William Samoei Ruto.
Yeah, thank you, Hilary, for that comment. Yeah, to my friend Alan, I just wanted to pose a question to you. Remember, the comments as analysts you are fetching are not restricted to users from Baringo County. Do you think the comments shown, the comments shown on this on the slides that is right ahead of us are representative of the nationalistic opinion from Kenyans regarding the performance of BBI in Baringo County and the fact that the county belongs to, the senator of the county is my friend Gideon Moi?
Thank you, Scolia. Number one, I'm so saddened that the people commenting on Facebook are actually reducing Gideon Moi to a village figure. Gideon Moi is a national figure. He's a party leader of KANU. KANU is a national party, and in fact, the oldest in Kenya. So it should not just be associated with Baringo only as such. But also, yeah, the act by Baringo Senator to go to Kiambu County and start drumming up support for BBI when his own home county, where he comes from, he's not come out strongly to tell the people that you support BBI and they shut BBI down. It also brings out an element of insincerity and just people are just feeling. I think it's a feeling from all over the country that people are actually questioning the sincerity of Gideon Moi, that he's just using BBI the vehicle to traverse around the country and seek support for his otherwise presidential candidate. But he should, if he was really sincere about BBI, then he should have mobilized Baringo County to actually pass the bill. But now that Baringo shut it down and he's all over the country now trying to drum up support for BBI, is insincere. He has ill motives, just want to use BBI to further his agenda of 2022.
Yeah, I think he was outsmarted by the deputy president when it comes to the whole process that happened in Baringo County. And now he's trying to save face by actually working harder and moving around the country, trying to drum up support for the document. But I think the issue of BBI flopping in Baringo County will haunt him for a very long time.
Yeah, thank you, Hilary, for that comment. Now, back to the viewers. Remember, I have just taken you back to the graphic that is showing positive and negative sentiments from social media. And as you can see here, the word BBI is being spoken of positively. Now, considering that, we narrowed down to a sample of comments that were speaking positively about the word BBI. And one of the users says, what empowerment to women are you talking about better than what BBI has offered to women? Another user says, those people should champion BBI. In Kenya, we do well in athletics and deep state, -- system politics. Another one says, why bribe to have a BBI accepted if it is good? You are paid for -- to enable dynasties continuous -- like they have done since independence. I respectfully disagree. Now, to my friend Alan, do you think the BBI is inclusive of women and actually empowers women to have better positions in government and share power with their male counterparts?
Kolia, my answer is a big no, because BBI is proposing that this lot of women representatives be moved from the National Assembly to Senate. That is, you see, members of National Assembly currently, as it is, they have the Constituency Development Fund, which amounts to around 100 million Kenyan shillings. So moving women from a house where resources are shared to an oversight house, it's a demotion in the first place. And number two, trying to, curtail affirmative action. You see, the issue of 2/3 gender rule was an affirmative action. And now the BBI is saying that each county shall elect 2 people, a male and a female, to the Senate. And to the National Assembly, BBI is putting it open that parties shall submit their names of nominations, which should have catered for the two-third gender rule. But this is not the solution, because we might elect, just let me take an example of my county where I come from. We have 5 constituencies within the county. And you see, one party could submit 3 constituencies with male and 2 constituencies with female. And the other party could submit these 2 that were submitted with women, submit male candidates. So that you see, at the end of the day, we might have all male elected or all women elected. And what does the BBI propose? That we go back to the party list and actually nominate those people who came second with the highest number of votes. So this means we might have a parliament of up to over 700 members of parliament, which is unrealistic. It's not something to smile about.
Yeah, thank you, Alan, for your comments. To my friend Hilary, do you think the BBI is inclusive of women and gives women empowerment and inclusion in the government offices and power?
I think, allow me to say that very good women of the Republic of Kenya, I want to say this from my heart. The fact that even yesterday was the Women's Day, that they are fighters, they are people who can be able to get whatever they want, because Kenya is as a country have been able to give women opportunities to be able to showcase their abilities and talents in all aspects of life. And therefore, the 2010 Constitution proposed that we have a 3rd gender rule, which will ensure that not more than a third of not more than 2/3 of one gender will be in parliament. But this issue has always been a hard nut to crack. Several attempts have been there in parliament to try and achieve the same and pass a law that helps the assembly to achieve this, but has been an exercise in futility. However, the BBI document has come up with a way to solve this. BBI has proposed that we shall have the county women senators who will go to the Senate, and then we will be able to have achieved their 3rd gender rule in the Senate, first of all. And then at the National Assembly level, we will have people being nominated after the elections. But then, what the beauty of the BBI is that it has removed the element of people nominating their cronies into nominated positions, and I said that for you to be nominated, you have to compete, so that even if you lose and there is an opportunity for you to be nominated, you will have participated in the whole process of the election. So when Alan says that the BBI is not giving women power, BBI itself is empowering the Senate, and it's making it the house that is going to be more strong and to decide how funds are going to be divided and all those kinds of things. And therefore, I say that BBI is actually empowering the Senate, and when it sends women there, it's actually empowering them. Women have also been enabled to be able to contest for different positions. It has actually directed political parties to be able to come up with a process that will ensure that women have been given an opportunity to be elected in these parties. Therefore, at the end of the day, we shall be able to achieve the gender rule, which has been something a hard nut to crack. And if we pass the BBI the way I'm seeing it, the women of the Republic of Kenya will have something to smile about.
Yeah, thank you, Alan, for those comments. Now, to the viewers, remember the word rubbish was spoken of negatively as negatively. So we wanted to drill down to a sample of the comments that spoke negatively about rubbish, and this is what people are saying on social media. Rubbish, nothing of this kind. Nothing of this kind. I come from that area. To our viewers, I believe this comment was in response to the Moreto MP. It is alleged, there was a comment on social media alleging that a Moreto MP was arrested and jailed for a land tussle. So I believe this is a user from that area and is saying that that MP was actually not arrested and it's pure rubbish. Of course, it's likely to be rubbish since we've not had any news regarding that MP on social media. Now, another user says, BBI na handshake is gone to rubbish pit. Mtakimbilia wapi sasa? And another one says, they only need people to pave way for them. If you refuse they start talking rubbish about you. To my friend Hillary, can you comment about BBI na handshake is gone to rubbish pit? Mtakimbilia wapi sasa?
I believe that is somebody who, I don't know the state of mind in which he was in when he was making that comment, but I want to believe that once the person is in the right state of mind and sober enough, and once the person goes through the document and understands it very well and knows that this is the only document that caters for his well-being, he'll be able to review that statement and actually become one of the strongest supporters of the BBI document. Because which rubbish can BBI, a good document like BBI, go to? We're going to work with the BBI. Majority of Kenyans want the BBI. Over 45 county assemblies have approved the BBI. The Kenyans have given a note to the BBI. Now, by saying that BBI has gone to the rubbish, you want to tell me that after the county assemblies have approved the document to go to the National Assembly now for approval, the National Assembly is rubbish? The National Assembly is just going to pass the document and giving it back to the people, so the people can vote to confirm the victory that has been long overdue for the document.
Yeah, to Alan, I'd just like you to respond to the same comment. Yes. Just a minute. Just a minute. The user says BBI na handshake is gone to rubbish pit. Mtakimbilia wapi sasa? If you examine this comment from a different perspective, it could be that this person is saying that the BBI proponents expected a contest on BBI that would help them gain political prowess from different regions. Now, could this be user saying BBI is passed and the opponents of BBI have not given BBI supporters the opportunity to compete regarding BBI? Their strategy is passed now. Now, what other strategy are they bringing on? What other political strategy are they bringing on board? What is the chance this is the actual message the user is trying to pass through to other social media users?
Without thinking, the chance is zero. The user is communicating as it is, that the BBI and handshake is now rubbish and the pit, because you see the people bringing forward BBI actually have ill motives. They have hidden agendas. They want to use BBI as a political vehicle to further their agenda. And given the fact that Kenyans are actually opposed to the document, it means that even if they find their way out in trying to push the BBI agenda, then the following behind it is actually very little, and they will end up being on the losing end. See, BBI and handshake. One of the proponents of BBI is actually being fattened for slaughter. It's sad to say so. We've had them just a day before crying loud and saying they are being betrayed. They are now accusing each other. And Scholia, I will take you that even in the Bible, you see, when you start now shifting blames, God puts enmity between you, between the parties that are shifting blame. I'll take you to the book of Genesis. When God came to the Garden of Eden and asked Adam, that Adam, what's wrong? Why are you hiding? He said, this woman you gave me. When the woman was asked, Eve, what's up? Why are you hiding? Eve said, the snake lied to me. And you see what God did. God put enmity between man and the snake. And he said that for you, the man, if you find the snake, hit on the head. And for you, the woman, for you, the snake, if you find the man, bite on the leg. So when people start shifting blames, then God comes in and puts enmity between you. So we've seen Sia Senator as well as Rarieda MP actually blaming their handshake partners for actually undermining the prime minister. And that is a sign that actually things are falling apart. And what we expect next is enmity between those two parties. And that's why you can see that user saying that BBI is now to the rubbish and to the pit.
Yeah, thank you for those comments. Back to the users, remember, there were a couple of words that were spoken of negatively, and it was not exclusive to rubbish. One of the words, one additional word that was spoken negatively is ODM. Now, if I take you back to this graphic here, you can see the word ODM here on the negative side of the graphic. Now, here are some of the comments about ODM. Tell Raila to stop BBI. ODM also lost in Matungu. That is one of the users giving that comment. ODM nakimbilia BBI ipite opposition leader. Akipole, tumiwa BBI ipite mtajua ukweli. And another one says, which work is Wiper talking about except dash dash government resources with Uhuru and his allies? Now, if I can shed some more light regarding this last comment, which work is Wiper talking about except government resources with Uhuru and his allies? It was a response to a post where one of the users was saying, ODM is complaining about the handshake, and they should stop complaining, leave the handshake, so that Wiper can remain in the handshake and work together with Uhuru. That now this is what one of the users was responding to that post. Which work is Wiper talking about except dash 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 government resources with Uhuru and his allies? Now to my friend Alan, can you respond to that?
Yeah, ODM has been mentioned the negative. ODM and BBI are twin brothers, and the same fate awaits the two. That ODM was working on an imagination, rather hope of coming up with the BBI to try to cut into the perceived Jubilee stronghold in the last general election. That ODM was coming up with BBI, trying to promise people goodies so that they can actually cut into the opponent's stronghold. Unfortunately, in doing that, they have lost their NASA counterparts. We've seen both Kenya Wiper and the ANC coming together and affirming that they will not work with ODM ahead of 2022. ODM has also failed to secure the extra constituency they wanted to cut. That is the Jubilee, part of the Jubilee stronghold. So it's a pity that ODM as a party is dying a natural death.
Yeah, thank you, Alan, for that comment. To my friend Hillary, can you comment something about ODM nakimbilia BBI ipite opposition leader? Akipole, tumiwa tu BBI ipite, mtajua ukweli. Can you comment about it? Hillary.
Skolia, what I'll say is that people like Kalonzo Musyoka, these are individuals who have sat back and are waiting for a tussle between ODM leader Raila Amolo Odinga and President Uhuru Kenyatta, so that they can be able to jump into the handshake and say that now they are the ones pushing the BBI. And actually, I can equate them to the story we used to read in primary school of a hyena, which was following a human being from behind, waiting for the hand to fall down so that they can consume it. That will never happen because this human hand is firmly attached on the body. ODM and BBI and Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta and Raila Amolo Odinga are people, and we expect in every team there has to be some wrangles and smoothing of the whole process has to go on. And these are normal things. People also have to raise issues whenever they feel that their views have not been captured and their interests have also not been captured, because the BBI process in itself is a political process, and therefore political processes normally are marred with the interest. And you realize that the moment ODM realizes that some of its interests are not being catered for, they also have to make noise and threaten to get out of the coalition so that their issues and their views can be accommodated. So it's a normal thing. Those hoping that this tussle will bring fault lines into the handshake and the BBI process, I want to tell them that they are mistaken. The BBI process will go on as it was planned. Wrangles may come once in a while, but they only come in to strengthen the whole process and make it much more better than it was. For those people who are saying that ODM has lost it, ODM what? ODM is the largest party in the Republic of Kenya as we speak right now. We realize that the fact that William Samoei Ruto has formed his UDA party, and which is now a segment of the former BBI party, realize that now ODM becomes the leading party, followed by the members from the allied from the Kenyatta. So when you combine the two forces, you realize that there is no force that can stop that particular force. But then now, when you remove ODM from the supporting side of the BBI, they become free agents and they can go anywhere. And because this is a political process, I want to believe that President Uhuru Kenyatta and ODM leader Raila Amolo Odinga, this is their baby. They may not want to strangle the baby before it is born. So I believe that they will handle this process carefully and be able to solve all these internal issues that are arising very carefully and amicably, so that we don't throw away the baby with the bathwater.
Okay, thank you a lot for your opinions to my panelists. Perhaps before ending the session, to my friend Hilary, what are your final thoughts?
My final thoughts, Scolia, is that BBI as a process in itself, it is a process that is going to change how things work in the Republic of Kenya. It is going to bring a paradigm shift in the way of operations, the people, and even government institutions. And Kenyans must be ready and prepare themselves for these particular changes. Normally, when change happens, it favors other individuals and it also plays to the disadvantage of others. So I want to urge people to align themselves to the document. If you are a businessman, align yourself to the BBI and come up with business solutions that align to the BBI process, so that once the BBI is passed, you will be able to maximize on the profit when you align yourself to the BBI. Because this is the next, we are going into a political dispensation of the BBI. We are going to a dispensation whereby we have many resources at the county level. We are going into a dispensation whereby we are going to have so many representatives at the National Assembly. And because of our bicameral nature, many of these women are going into leadership positions. So I want to urge women to be able to participate in the elective process, so that when the process will be done and as the dust settles, the dust should be able to settle and make you a beneficiary of the whole process. So let us not sit back and watch the process. Let us be participants so that we may be able to gain from it. If we shy away from this process, we'll find that year in, year out, you'll sit back and be able to start complaining and saying that things are not working in your favor, when it is you who stayed back when people were planning and strategizing to benefit from the whole BBI process.
Yeah, thank you, Hilary, for the parting shot. Alan, what is your conclusion about today?
Thank you. Quickly, I'm surprised that my friend Hilary only thinks about himself and nobody else. However, my last sentiment on this is that you see, we must stop this insincerity around BBI. This is a document that's only meant for rejection, because number one, you cannot tell the youth that you're giving them a 7 years tax holiday. Youth who have no job. What's a tax holiday to a youth who has no job? Number two, you cannot say that you're increasing the allocation to the counties to 35% up from 15 without actually doing the cost of functions and knowing that where are we going to get this money to the counties? Because if with a budget of 3 trillion as a country, if 1 trillion is going down to the counties, another 1 trillion is going to finance our debts as a country, then what amount of money is left to actually sort function at national level? So unless we do a cost of functions appropriately, we know that if we are taking more money to the counties, then we are also adding functions down there. So we must stop this deceit and actually people using the BBI to further their political agenda. My last word to Kenyans that this is a document that's only meant for rejection and it should be treated as such.
Thank you for the parting shot. Now,
Kenyans want the BBI and they will support it in totality.
Yeah, you've just heard from Hillary. Kenyans want the BBI and they will support it in totality. Back to our viewers, our contacts are on the screen right now. Please give us your feedback. Let us know what you think. Let us know what we can improve on. Let us know what is good, nice, and bad. Now, to the corporates, our contacts are also in the screen. If you want us to listen to your social media platforms, we can give you feedback regarding your brand, feedback regarding your customers, and a lot more that we can get from social media. Yeah, that's it for today. To our viewers, join us tomorrow, same time, same place, for more insights on social media analytics. Thank you.